specifically, as I get into the next topic, which is data mining assets, um, is Datadog, DDOG, came public recently. Right before they went public, Cisco offered to buy them out for $8 billion. They said no. They're trading right now, DDOG, at about 24, 26 for the IPO price. They're around 33, 34. They're worth $10 billion. So I think you would say no to a buyout at $8 billion when management and all the employees and everybody gets a payday, only if you think it's going to be worth a lot more. And I think it goes back to where we started with the fourth industrial revolution. I spoke a lot about all the different areas that are happening in big data and artificial intelligence, but their client list and their pipeline of work must be so immense that they believe it's going to be worth 25, 50 billion, in my humble opinion. There's no way you turn down a buyout before you go public.
All right. Who was this masked man, you must be asking? Who told us about a stock Datadog back in October around Halloween that was $33, $34, turned down an $8 billion offer? Today, huge news. They're supposed to lose a penny. They actually earned 6 cents, and the stock is virtually doubled in that time. And the guy who's following this as close as anybody, my good friend Joe Hagan, founder of Wealth Colony, joins us now along with Frank Morano. Hey, Joe, how are you?
I'm great, John. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm doing good. Joe, over the last year or so, we've been doing a lot together, and you've been on the show many times, and we're talking about, the hidden horror out there of the retirement gap and how many people don't realize that while they've been putting money away for retirement for 20 or 30 years, they really only have about 3 or 4 years of living in them. But you, I know...
Not even, 19 months.
Yeah, I know over the last couple of years, you have really focused your 30 years of Wall Street experience into looking at the digital space and finding products in that space that are suitable for all kinds of folks, and you could start to take advantage of this new digital economy. Tell us what you're working on now.
So right now, we are working pretty much totally immersed in a subsidiary at Wealth Colony that leverages a subsidiary of InvestView, which we've been invested in for many years. And what they do is they offer companies a turnkey solution on having a big data strategy, having a solution. If companies don't have, coronavirus is an early, evidence of that, that you need to be digital and you need to be agile. But notwithstanding any crisis or pandemic, if you do not have, and this is according to the World Economic Forum, if you do not have a big data strategy, you're going to fail. So companies not only want to for competitive reasons, but they need to. And that's been really, that whole process has been hastened by this whole pandemic with people working at home.
But Joe, let me just ask you this, and I know Frankie has something for you, but
sure.
It sounds like big data. It sounds like you got to be Google or Facebook or somebody to get involved in this. How are you getting regular, investors and folks who want to plan for their future? How are you getting them involved in this new economy?
Yeah, that's a great analogy as far as Google. So most people don't even realize the big four, the Google, the Amazons, they're playing in a sandbox with their own silos and their own data, and they're monetizing their own data. They are, processing it, storing it, providing it, analyzing it, and they're making a lot of money with it, the majority of their revenue, frankly. But there are other companies like SafeTech, which is a division of InvestView, that is offering a turnkey solution for these customers, okay, which are other companies, whether you're a biotech company, whether you're a brand that needs, to be more in touch with your using database analytics with your customers, your end users. Regardless, you need a turnkey solution. So most companies aren't going to build their own in-house data center. It's too costly. It's difficult to scale. So you turn to a SafeTech that does it for you. We have partnered with SafeTech. I started way back in pre-launch in 2018 with our division ScriptMop 2. And, we looked into it and we studied the best way to go. And while SafeTech buys a lot of their own equipment, they offer the average investor an opportunity to participate in big data and monetize it by having them lay out the cash to buy the equipment, and then SafeTech leases it from them and then pays our customers a lease fee, which is basically comes out to 20% a year. and the asset is secured, and there's an insurance policy, to back up that asset. So it's an asset-backed investment at the end of the day.
Joe, just in layman's terms, if people are just tuning in and they're wondering what it is to invest in big data or have a big data plan, particularly as part of your retirement, if I'm just a regular guy and I've seen my 401k lose, a quarter of its value in the last 2.5 months, what does that mean for me? How can I actually, as a future retiree, make the decision to make big data part of my retirement investment portfolio?
So that's a great question. There's a few different ways to answer that. As far as what is big data, what does it mean for a company? You could be a small landscaper or a big company, and today you can use a big data strategy and hook it up with your Alexa and say, "Hey Alexa, who's my biggest accounts this month, or what's going on this quarter?" That's already happening, but with artificial intelligence, that's going to morph into Alexa telling you, by the way, here's a problem you don't even realize you have, and here's the solution. So without it, and your competitors having it, you're out. So knowing that whole sea change is coming, to answer your question specifically, Frank, is we have people that are way above our pay grade that have the experience writing code for these companies, that have the experience in the data centers, and they're all part of SafeTech, the management team. They are world-class partners, including a fintech pioneer at the top. So these are guys that have been there and done that. And what they allow you to do is invest your money. We have a lot of people using self-directed IRAs, and your money goes to purchase the equipment and then simultaneously lease it out. They use the equipment. They know how to make money with it, but there's a protection plan that's put on the equipment, and you get paid every single month. So the way to do it is basically, if a company's going to grow, I don't care if they're, expanding, selling cabbage across the country. If they want to expand and keep their cash flow tighter, they're going to lease trucks. In this case, SafeTech is doing the same thing. They're not only buying their own equipment, but they're allowing other people to come in with the cash, and they'll lease it back from you and give you part of the profit every single month. So they make it worth your while.
I see.
So Frankie, and just because we've had a lot of success, me trying to get it down to a layman's form that you understand, they buy these high-tech computer processing equipment for $15,000, okay? And then the InvestView family of companies leases that equipment from you and pays you a flat fee guaranteed of $500 a month for 5 years. So your $15,000 investment brings you back $6,000 a year in revenue, passive income. You don't have to do anything. SafeTech takes care of it, manages it, upgrades the technology, has the top-notch tech, has the lowest cost per energy cost. So you put up $15,000. You partners with the company because they take it from you and they lease the equipment. So you have an asset that's backed. Okay, you have an asset that's there, and it comes along with an insurance policy that gives you a principal guarantee. So if all hell goes to a handbasket, there is a policy from a major global insurer that says, hey, if all this goes wrong, you can get your original $15,000 purchase price back. So many people these days, like you, are starting to realize, wow, I don't just have to buy stocks and mutual funds in my IRA. I actually can put a lease equipment, asset-backed lease in my 401k or my self-directed IRA, and rather than my broker losing me money when the market tanks 25%, I know every single month I have $500 coming in, and that's a 20% return over 5 years, and you have zero chance of losing your principal investment. So it's a very rare opportunity, and that's one of the main reasons, as you know, that I joined InvestView, and I'm partnering with Wealth Colony to spread the word about it.
No, terrific. It sounds almost too good to be true. That's terrific.
If I may add, Frank, onto how John, so expertly put it, as the end user, you never have to touch the equipment. You don't have to. It doesn't matter if your equipment is going to be used by a biotech company to do protein folding, or like the IBM consortium that they just put in the White House, with the largest computing power in the world. They just put a consortium together for what? They want to take 3,000 different compounds related to, COVID-19 and go crazy with analytics and figure out how quickly can we get a cure. So when there's a crisis, the first thing to do to expedite the time is computing power. So computing power is legit, and these guys exactly know how to use it for specific companies. You don't it doesn't matter if your equipment is being used to either mine Bitcoin, to serve for a data branding company. You're still obligated to get your release every single month after month. And there is a security to your principal because there's an insurance policy from Lloyd's of London who paid, at least as the story goes, they paid in 30 days all of the claims made on the Titanic when the Titanic went down.
Wow.
So they've been around 334 years.
Joey, we gotta leave it there. I'm gonna be joining Joe tomorrow at 2:30 for the Wealth Colony webinar on this. Frankie's gonna join me right after this with Julio Gonzalez, CEO of Engineered Tax Services. We're gonna take a quick break, talk about your taxes next.